I'm back at my favourite retailer where the Thomas stock used to be. It has been moved, that's where it was. I did some studies about that, and it's now at the other end of the aisle. And well, the amount of stock isn't, well, put it this way, you can just see what's there. Okay, it's a little bit more than what was there in the bubble around Christmas, but I'm not really seeing anything that exciting. Or maybe that Percy 6-in-1 set is very exciting. Good price as well. And what's peculiar this time, we haven't got Paw Patrol leaching into the area, but we do have the Little People Fisher Price toys coming in. There's sets like this here. Okay, that's Trackmaster Push Along. There's a bit more Trackmaster 2 stuff going on here. Okay, they're the sets, you can see what's there. Okay, that doesn't belong here, so we'll put that away. One of these has just fallen down, and it's only one. There was actually quite a few of those there a couple of weeks back, and there's basically next to no Thomas Trackmaster push-alongs. That's all that's there, and it's Thomas. As for Trackmaster 2, you can see the characters that are there. That's the 3 packs. There's nothing wrong with those. There's a Rebecca there, and she's usually hard to find. There's Nia there. She's always easy to find. There's an Emily here. This is Trackmaster 2 powered version. And sometimes you might find something beautiful, rare, and highly collectible. Crikeys. Speak of the devil. Wow. Look at this. Look at that there. Yes. This is a very, very cool find. A Faceless James mint in box. And that's why I like coming to toy stores and looking at toys, because the chances of getting something that buying online, well, it's basically zero. Oh yeah, that is an absolute cracker. That's how the toy should present, that picture there, and I was wondering whether the face has just fallen off, although it would be very hard for these faces just to fall off because these toys are made to a certain standard. It has just been put into box as a scary, scary Faceless James. I know you want to see nice and close to the area where this toy is sealed, because it's the sort of thing that would be easy to fudge and fake, because unfortunately there are people that play this game online very much with Hot Wheels toys, I've noticed. This is the bottom seal along this toy here. Oh yes, I like this a lot. I like it a lot. Often the people who have first pick at this sort of factory era are people who put these sort of toys up on the pegs, but hey, I found it. I'm not going to leave it here, I can tell you that. Let's have a quick look at who else is here. Okay, we've got Percy because he's always here. I will be putting these back up on pegs. Thomas here because, well, he is the most popular #1 engine. I'm looking for errors and stuff. Gordon, which is nice to see. Often Gordon gets sold out. And the last one on the peg there is Thomas. And across here is Thomas and, oh, who else but Percy again. In my tidying up, I found a Nia, which has wandered up just away from the Thomas area, and I will put Nia back where she belongs with her sister there, okay, because I am putting things back as they were. And of course there's another Nia up there, noticing there's a lot of Nias. What's that saying? And I'll put the beautiful Rebecca there because, well, Rebecca is awesome. I'm seeing if I can get double lucky. I've just gone to another retailer that has Thomas stock, noticing there's, well, a lot of empty shelfage going on there, but hey, I'm used to seeing that in Australia. There's some Thomas minis stuff going on there. Those packs, haven't really touched them. A little bit of Trackmaster push along, and it looks like there's only Thomas there. Okay, more of that stuff that doesn't really seem to sell. More of that. Plenty of that. That's fantastic, isn't it? A bit of a baby Thomas thing going on here. Would I be lucky enough to find one of those missing a component? I don't think so. Look at that nice dust collecting area there. We love that. These things are a bit of a shelf sitter. That's actually not a bad set. Okay. Unfortunately, it's just one there. Hello Mattel. Look at that there. Okay, those there. That's a reboxing of, I'm pretty sure, of a previous set. I'm sure I've got that. And I've done a review back when I used to do those sorts of things on YouTube. But hey, YouTube kids have blown that idea away. There is this set here. I think this is a newish sort of set. Would I be lucky enough to find something else that's missing a face, or something that makes it totally epic? Maybe that's like a starter set. I'd almost classify that as a Thomas starter set. And there's plenty of 3 packs here. Okay, and I can easily see what's here by looking on the end there. In fact, that's a good 3 packs there. I like that a lot. But really, the chances of finding another Shed 17 style missing face toy Man, I'd have to be really lucky to get 2 in one day. It'd almost be like the impossible dream. Anyway, you get to see another Thomas area, and the only other choice that I've got in the big shopping centre near where I live, yeah, I sort of see this way too often. Or maybe one positive I can say here is if I'm seeing the toys are not here on the pegs, not on the shelves, well guess what, they've sold, and that's good news for Thomas. But best of all, the awesome Faceless James is mine. Mine. I'll have a bit to say about factory errors, especially ones from toy companies up here, and I'll show you some stills of the ones that I've found over the years. Often I've made little videos about finding these in store, and I think that's important to do because that pinpoints for the fact that I found this in store. It hasn't been manufactured with my fingers in the air, and you have to be really careful when you see people selling these styles of errors online because they can be so easily done in a fraudulent way where someone has taken an item home, they've manipulated it to what they want to present, and then the temptation is to put it up online on a sales site with a big price attached to it and have some little story wrapped around how this was miraculously found. If you were really evil, you would take your manipulated toy, send it back to store, and then take pictures or make out that you found it in store. Wow, that could so easily be done. This style of product manipulation is rife in the Hot Wheels collecting arenas. In the Thomas & Friends toys, there are some very common faults that you'll see. That is something which has been packaged with the wrong card and there's a different toy inside, or it has been packaged upside down in box, or there is the wrong character packed in box. You really need to understand how the tape is applied to this product. Look at the way it's serrated. If you see anything suspicious, or you see it's been double taped, or the seller says, I've retaped the box, do not touch it. Having whole components of a toy missing is a little bit more tricky to find, and still this type of fault can be easily manipulated, but what is more tricky to find is where there has been a fault to the toy where it can only happen in factory. And I think a classic example of this is the Hero that I've got, which has got the green bleeding through the black plastic on that toy. I think that's a fantastic factory fault. If you see a Trackmaster 2 individual engine being sold saying it's got different coloured wheels or components missing, you have to be really careful because those bubbles on that type of packaging can be easily pulled apart and resealed. And if people are trying to sell these online for multiple hundreds of dollars, alarm bells should be ringing very loudly. I did have a look on eBay to see what was available, and I'm not going to say whether these are fraudulent or real. I want you to tell me your thoughts. Look at the price of the item that's going on. Look at the pictures. If there are pictures of the tape, carefully look at those as well. And also very carefully read the descriptions associated with these sales. And a clanger I read on the expensive Winged Thomas in the wrong box, and I'll quote from the seller here, I reinforced the box with tape just to make sure it didn't pop open, but I purchased this item the way it is in the wrong box. Now with that read there, if you do buy this factory error Winged Thomas and you're not happy with the way it's been taped, well the seller has already said to you that he has reinforced the box with tape just to make sure it didn't pop open. Remember, I'm not saying what's real or fake here, I am just pointing out things that raise alarm bells in my mind. If there are people selling factory error mint-in box toys, they need to be presented and sold exactly the way they come out of factory with no extra tape, no resealing, and no signs at all of the packaging being manipulated in any way. And remember, it's very easy to manipulate this packaging from being opened to being resealed. On my little search on eBay, I did find a couple of curious things. How much would you pay for one of those Trackmaster 2 Winged Thomas? Now, I remember those as being sold in Toys R Us in Australia, and I remember seeing lots of them on the shelf. Would you pay $149 for one of those toys? Are they that special? Are they rare? I'm sure I've got a stack of these mint in box in my Thomas collection. I'm sitting on a gold mine. And a really nice item I found, and I like this item a lot, it's the Thomas Wooden Rollway Wooden Carry Caddy 2007, and it's touted as being rare. I've actually got a few of these, and I was picking these up through the charity shop for a few dollars each. Now, look at the price here, it's $24.99, that's US dollars. Let's call that 25 US dollars to round it up. And then in Australian dollars, that becomes a $38 item for me. And I'm thinking, well, that's okay. But then you look at the shipping, and the shipping, if I was going to buy this item, is $147.12. So if I did buy this, the total cost for me would be, well, $38 plus $147. That's a $185 rare Thomas and Friends Wooden Carrying Caddy 2007. They are a very nice item. They are a reminder of how nice things used to be in the Thomas and Friends realm. And if you do see one of these at a local fete or whatnot, and it's only a few bucks, do not ignore it, pick it up and flog it on eBay for someone who's prepared to pay hundreds.